Morning. It's the final morning of Beardy Folk Festival. I'm going to take my beard off though. And I am joined by the very lovely, well-known face of Beardy Folk Festival, Beardy Dave. Hi Dave.
Hello, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you? You're
Tired?
Yeah, busy
Yeah.
decanting everything down and
Yeah, this is the first day of the takeout.
Yeah.
We'll be out in probably about 2 days.
Right.
The lads are getting it out quick, so
Yeah.
it seems to come down quicker than it goes in. You know what I mean? So but it's about a week to build it, and then about 2 days to take it down.
Wow. And what a festival though.
It's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's been glorious weather. A tiny bit of rain, but not as bad as the last couple of years.
Yeah.
How long has the Beardy Festival been going for?
This is year 8.
Okay.
Which is an achievement considering it's a difficult time to run festivals.
Yeah.
But
and you ran through COVID as well.
We did, yeah. So in 2020 they obviously restricted it, and then we moved from June to September.
Okay.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And the little rule of 6 came in.
Yeah.
With about a week to go, which was a bit of a scary thing for us.
Yeah.
No one knew what that meant. And then we obviously found out that basically what it meant was you could be in a group of 6 people.
Yeah.
So we just famously drew circles on the floor for 6 people, and then we also put little rectangles for couples.
Yeah.
And then 800.
What a great idea though.
Yeah. Well, 800 people sat in the circles and rectangles, and they loved it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of groundbreaking, really.
Yeah.
And in a way, I think we had a lot of organisers come to the event to see how we were doing it, and I think more organisers, in hindsight, wanted to do more.
Yeah.
I think everyone was just scared of what they could do.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get into trouble, and that kind of thing. But we very closely looked at the rules and the regs and all that, and we found out that you could do that. Just stay within the guidelines.
And it's nice
you can do live events,
in that period to still have people be able to come out and enjoy live music and festival experience.
To be honest, people probably remember that most fondly. Even though the weekend that's just gone is probably the best weekend we've ever had.
Yeah. It just seems to get better each year. I mean, this is only my 3rd year of coming to Beardy Festival. And the first time coming here, I was just fell in love with the place and everything, how the whole atmosphere of it. But this year, what a fantastic
it's a definite
lineup.
start. I think as you know, with festivals, you need to build a community.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you start a festival from scratch, that's very hard. And of course, when the lockdown happened, that community can go very quickly. We got lucky that people were kind of very loyal.
Yeah.
So we weren't massively affected by it. Other new festivals who were younger than us would have been very affected by it. The big guys probably weren't so much because they've been going for a long time. But it's taken. I think it's taken the 8 years to get to where we are now by building a community.
Yeah.
Because a festival,
and
it doesn't really matter what's on, really.
No, it doesn't.
The people that go.
Yeah, I mean, the music is great. The bands, every artist you've had on this weekend have absolutely been.
And it's an
wonderful.
We're not a traditional folk festival.
Yeah, I was saying that to a few people.
We're a music festival that has a nod to folk.
Because you've got some traditional elements in the bands that are on,
which
and
is
then
great.
some more modern takes as well, haven't you?
But it's a growing market, and we need to be mindful of people's music. I mean, I love all kinds of music.
Yeah.
So I love folk, but at the same time, blues and country and pop. Rock.
Yeah. It's great to have that mix. That's why I love it so much. It's got a bit of everything for everybody.
And you must do that. You must keep your. Some festivals do really well with genre specific, but some struggle a bit because it's only that. And I think. With the younger market, we want that to come. We want a lot of families and young families, and there were more young families here that have probably ever been here before. We're not in a school holiday, so it's difficult for us. But we really want sort of families with little kids.
Yeah, and that's nice, though, isn't it? Because you do get a mixture of just people coming enjoying it, and people bringing young children with them, and dogs. And everyone's just so well behaved.
Well, don't forget,
kind
if you look
friendly.
at the established festivals, like the Glastonburys and the Cropbridges and those that have been going for 50, 60 years. Those children become the parents, and then they have children, and it just perpetuates. And that's how festivals become what they are.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a long time to grow that community, and you want to maintain it. Therefore, you need kids
Yeah, of course
to enjoy it, because they're going to bring their kids.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're only 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've come a long way in 8 years. I think it's really, it feels, I'm sure you'll agree, it's very established now.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's in a lovely setting as well. It's absolutely
Beautiful,
glorious.
yeah.
Bit of countryside.
The wall garden is special.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the main part of the show, is the wall garden with the natural slope down to the main stage. But of course, the camping fields are beautiful. The orangery and the lawns.
Oh, that orangery when you walk in, and the aroma of the jasmine, it's just like, wow.
It's special, you know. And we're very lucky to have found this.
Yeah.
We found it it was pure chance, just literally Googling for unusual venues in Shropshire. And then this came up, and we got lucky, found it. And
perfect,
it's very lucky. And we got on really well with the owners.
Yeah.
The owners of Hopson Court are great, and they're really keen. They've always run events here, weddings and.
It's a very welcoming festival, though, isn't it? It's everybody's so relaxed and down to earth. I mean, even myself, kind of doing this and asking you, and you were very accommodating to say yes, go and do a bit of your Vantastic Dayz and chat to people, and that kind of feeling is there with everybody that comes to the festival. And
what I got the most from everyone was the social aspect.
Yeah,
people were saying this is not like a music festival. It's more like a sociable,
really
get together, a gathering,
yeah.
right? And as it's if you can achieve that in 8 years, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
and having a gathering is more important to me than having a lineup that's got huge names on it that are very expensive to book, and ticket price. We try and keep the ticket prices as low as we can.
Yeah,
you can only do that by keeping the overheads.
It's very reasonably priced.
Yeah, so. and that means you can't necessarily go for massive names, and I wouldn't want
it. The music is great,
it is,
even with smaller named artists. I mean, I'm talking to some of the people that have been stewarding here, and they're saying, they're working, but it doesn't feel like work at all, because it is that sort of community feel, and they're very chatty with people.
The volunteers are critical to festivals. I mean, without them, you couldn't do it, because they just couldn't afford to run it. But we got the same team actually that have been here for 8 years.
Yeah.
1 or 2 changes, but over the years the same guys, and that says a lot about
and everyone wants to come back, don't they, and chip in.
Well, in 2 more years it's year 10,
and
that's going to be a big one for us, because we're going to have a big anniversary for that party, and got some special ideas for the 10th year,
so what do you look for when you're booking artists for your following years?
Eclectic. I tend to have it's quite simple in the sense that we look for blues, country, Americana, folk, world music, mainstream. I do like. Obviously, I'm a big mainstream fan, but I suppose really Beard is about non-mainstream music. So it's a platform for artists who, a little bit quirky maybe. That wouldn't get airplay, wouldn't get festival play necessarily. It's very hard for artists who are incredibly talented to get gigs.
Yes,
especially at festivals, and so really it's a mix of like established favourites who you want to go and see definitely, and then breakthrough artists. So I'm looking for, when people apply, the quirkier and odder the email, the better. Weird little videos and
we're getting all sorts now.
That's okay. That's okay. No, that's good, because then it means they put a lot of effort into it. And for instance, we had an amazing band called the Cane Pit who were on Saturday, who no one's heard of over here. They're kind of a new band from Norfolk, and they just blew the place away. And Dancer Dub last night,
they were great, weren't they?
From Scotland, blew the place away. And these are not bands that people would know on the high street. And their breakthrough, and that you give them a few platforms, and they could go somewhere. And if we can get, festivals are all desperate to get somebody who's like an unknown now that becomes someone, and that's why you must get a lot of new artists in.
And it's all very enjoyable music, and the whole experience of it is just so heartwarmingly lovely, and relaxing. I mean, this is like a holiday for me, because I just feel so relaxed coming to here.
It's a bit more stressful for us, but
it's just all the organising. There's a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, we do we do back to back 2 festivals, and that's very hard. But with a festival, an organizer tends to only really get into it after about the second or third, day. So you kind of towards the end, and you're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so relaxing.
The first bit you always get the problems with, a bit of rain or
running around after
showers,
everybody.
toilets, all that normal stuff that no one ever really sees. And then once that's happened, then it's all calm and you enjoy it, So and I was enjoying it yesterday. Today was lovely. Saturday was incredible because the lineup was so good. But Sunday's like a chilled out day. Yeah. And with the Kaylee at the end where everyone just joins in.
There's so many people.
That was a great idea.
I didn't join in. My legs were quite tired after all the walking up and down the hill between the main stage and the acoustic stage. But just sitting there and watching how many people were joining in. Yeah. Still absolutely full of energy, jumping around and dancing around. It was great to watch.
It's the first time we've done it because we wanted like an after party at the party, so it's like the end of the show, that kind of thing where
make the most of the festival.
An earlier finish, so people don't leave, and then just something to remember it by, and the Kaylee band were fantastic.
They were
very
Notorious Jig,
very different, like pop Kaylee, brilliant. But that's the kind of we want that kind of slant on tradition.
Yeah, a little bit different. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to what's in store for 2026. Hopefully the weather will be just as glorious as it has been this weekend. We can only hope for that. But thank you so much for not only having this festival on each year and all the wonderful acts you get on and the way it's organised. Thank you for allowing me to just jump on board and do little bits out of the van. And just thank you for coming and chatting to me today.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah, see me next year with more beards.
Yeah, I might even dye this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit grey.
Yeah, well, it suits you.
Yeah.
It suits you.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me.
That's great.
And we'll see you all next year at Beardy Folk Festival. Bye.